Hitman Blood Money is a stealth game developed by IO Interactive and published by Eidos Interactive. It is the fourth entry in the Hitman game series. The story follows the life of a professional hitman, Agent 47, as narrated in cutscenes by a former director to the FBI to a journalist who was interviewing him. The game was a commercial success, selling more than 2.1 million units. The sequel, Hitman Absolution, has been confirmed by IO Interactive with the release date of November 20th, 2012. The basics of Hitman Blood Money's gameplay are similar to past entries in the series. Each mission is framed around the killings of one or more individuals, which the main protagonist, Agent 47, must accomplish. Standing between him and success are armed guards, security checkpoints, possible witnesses, and many other obstacles. In order to carry out his mission, 47 must use any method at his disposal to eliminate his targets, regardless of witnesses or excessive violence done by bystanders. A gameplay feature new to the Hitman series was also added, the notoriety system. If the player during a mission gets caught on CCTV or witnessed committing murder, Agent 47's notoriety will rise. On the other hand, if the player executes the mission perfectly with none of the aforementioned events occurring, 47's notoriety will be minimal. However, if the only factor affecting 47's notoriety in a certain mission is the fact that he was recorded on CCTV, the player may enter the location in which the tape was recorded, usually in disguise, and retrieve it, thus eliminating that factor. If the player retrieves the tape before being recorded, this entirely eliminates the risk of being recorded in the first place. The higher Agent 47's notoriety is, the easier it will be for NPCs to identify him. Players may also use the bribery system to negate accumulated notoriety. At the end of each mission, a newspaper article is displayed regarding the hit, in which content varies depending on the investigation results and the player's notoriety. It will detail the weapon most frequently used, how accurately it was used, the number of police, security, and civilians killed or injured, and if there were any witnesses. Sketch drawings are also sometimes visible of Agent 47's face, which grow progressively more accurate as 47's notoriety grows. Hitman Blood Money received generally positive reviews upon release, with an average critic score of 83% for the 360 and PS2 versions, and 82% for the Xbox and PC. Many critics felt the game was an improvement over the previous Hitman titles, with official PlayStation Magazine UK calling it, without question, the best Hitman yet. Oddworld Munch's Oddysee is a 2001 video game originally released for the Xbox. It is the third game made by Oddworld inhabitants. It's the second chapter in the Oddworld pentology, following Abe's Oddysee and its sequel, Abe's Exodus. Originally announced as a title in development for the PlayStation 2, it was instead released exclusively as one of the launch titles for the Xbox. The plot of Oddworld Munch's Oddysee is as follows. It takes place directly after the events of Abe's Exodus, and the story begins with a frog-like gabbit named Munch, who's searching for others of his kind. Munch continually uses a form of echolocation to call for fellow gabbits, reminiscing about friendlier times before many of his friends were commercially fished to near extinction in large nets. Unfortunately, owing to the delicacy of gabbit eggs, known as gabiar, which is a parody of caviar, and the suitability of gabbit lungs to replace those of the chain-smoking dominant species, the gluckins, he is the last of his kind. While looking for a lonely shore, he's caught by an animal trap and taken by two Vikers to their massive hovering base of operations at Viker's lab. Meanwhile, the almighty Raisin tells the Mudakin hero Abe of Munch's plight and commands him to find and rescue the gabbit. The two manage to find each other just as Munch is trying to escape Viker's lab. Abe and Munch work together to try and save the rest of the Mudakin eggs and the gabbit eggs that are inside Viker's lab. Depending on how many you save, the ending will change drastically. Munch's Oddysee was the first game in the Oddworld series to be in 3D, unlike the other 2D games, Abe's Oddysee and Abe's Exodus. The most significant new feature in the game is the ability to switch between Abe and Munch. Munch has his own abilities, such as using his sonar to control the snoozers from the control panel, as well as pick up grabbers. He can also swim in water while Abe cannot. While using Abe, you can actually possess creatures, much as you could in Oddworld Abe's Exodus. Oddworld Munch's Oddysee received mixed reviews from critics. More critical of the title, GameSpot gave the game a 7.9 rating. For example, in IGN, Munch's Oddysee was a nominee for the Reader's Choice in Best Xbox Story of 2001, Best Xbox Graphics of 2001, and Best Xbox Sound of 2001. Play also gave the game number 1 in Best Characters in 2002. It also got the Xbox Elite Award for Excellence from OXM. It also was Best in Show for Xbox Games in E3 in 2001, and the Best Xbox Game for E3 2002 Review, Electronic Gaming Monthly. Munch's Oddysee was also ported to the Game Boy Advance in 2003. It's a 2D platformer and the third Oddworld game made for the handheld console. It was also announced in April of 2011 that an upgrade port of Munch's Oddysee will be released for the PlayStation 3, including 720p visuals, more detailed character models, remastered dialogue, and bonus material. They also confirmed that Oddworld Munch's Oddysee and Stranger's Wrath will be released on the PlayStation Vita. The release date for the HD remake of Munch's Oddysee for the PlayStation 3 will be June 2012.